What I'm about to say may surprise or perhaps shock you, but if you're watching this video at this very moment, it's not by chance. As a chosen one, you will soon receive a substantial reimbursement. Yes, that is what you heard. This is not a chance event. Rather, it is a sort of cosmic settlement, a material compensation for all of your hardships, sacrifices, and unwavering perseverance. To send a strong message to the cosmos, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below with the number 77 before we go into the why and how. As many times as you feel guided, play this message again. You will remain to the very end if you are indeed selected. If not, you'll probably quit before these realities have a chance to set in. Chapter 1. Understanding the Sacred Audit. Have you ever had the impression that life was adding up all of your setbacks and heartaches and keeping them for a day when you may be saved? In a world where people you see on a daily basis can brush off your hardships as unrelated bad luck, you secretly felt that every setback was remembered. It added up every time you experienced an unanticipated financial loss, had money stolen from you, or found yourself penniless while attempting to act morally. A divine audit is now coming to an end. The universe has been keeping careful records, but it's not an accounting you requested knowingly. The foundation of this concept of a divine audit is the idea that no good deed or sincere sacrifice is overlooked. Every time you give your last to someone in need, or turn down a more profitable but ethically dubious offer, the Watchers, spiritual entities tracking your journey, make a note. They also mentioned instances when money vanished without your fault, putting your fortitude and faith to the test. "That's just life, bro. You need to be more cunning," others may have remarked. But you remain true to yourself, and now the Watchers are tipping the scales in your favor. It can be disconcerting to realize this cosmic totality. The Watchers see the wider picture, but you question if you've done enough, or if your missteps negated your good actions. They consider not only results, but also intention. That moment when you gave it your all but failed. They recognize the sincerity of your endeavor. On the other hand, people noted with appreciation if you consciously chose compassion over profit. The scale now tilts back, compensating you for what you gave up, frequently in the form of silent annoyance or tears. Timing is a second component of this divine assessment. One may wonder why it took so long. The Watchers frequently hold off until your character is old enough to manage large money rewards without allowing them to undermine your morals. Perhaps receiving a sizable cash too soon might have diverted you from your purpose or drawn the wrong people to you. The Watchers are concerned with making sure your spiritual journey is not derailed by the rewards you receive. They match your readiness with the overflow. Furthermore, this settlement you're going to get isn't just for your own convenience. You can wipe off bills and live stress-free for the first time, but there's more going on here. The Watchers would prefer that you utilize a portion of this reimbursement to promote your greater purpose, whether it be investing in community uplifting projects, supporting causes close to your heart, or just living more philanthropically with people around you. In this situation, money is not merely a personal windfall to hoard, it becomes a tool for increasing your beneficial effect. The fact that the Watchers are essentially writing a big check in your name may therefore surprise you. However, it makes sense when you consider the difficulties you faced and the grace with which you handled them. Your sacrifices would never be forgotten by the cosmic accounting. This scene was engineered by the Watchers, proving that what you believed was lost was never really gone. More than you could have imagined, it was growing interest in a spiritual account, ready to be cashed out in your favor. Chapter 2. The reasons your past seemed so financially tight. If you reflect on your past, you will see a pattern of financial limitations that at times seemed nearly unrelenting. Perhaps the rent was always barely paid. Whenever you had a little excess, unexpected bills came in, or you felt trapped in positions that didn't adequately compensate you or showcase your skills. It's possible that people you see on a daily basis blamed the economy, your decisions, or just plain poor luck. As a chosen one, however, you sensed a more profound spiritual interaction. You were being refined, not punished, by the Watchers. Character development was one factor contributing to these financial difficulties. You had to develop fortitude, resourcefulness, and faith in the face of adversity. You demonstrate your priorities when you can maintain your morals and optimism in the face of dire financial difficulties. Even if you were desperate, the watchers noted that your morals weren't for sale. You passed the silent exam each time you refused to take shortcuts or take advantage of others for financial benefit. Heaven was cheering you on to be strong, even if you might not have known it at the time. You did too. Teaching stewardship was another goal of those restrictions. If resources had been thrown at you too soon, you might not have understood or handled them well. Maybe when you were younger, you made rash purchases or gave money to foolish endeavors. You eventually learned to budget properly, distinguish needs from wants, and value every coin that came in as a result of persistent scarcity. You're now prepared to manage a sizable influx properly, making sure it thrives rather than dwindles, thanks to your more disciplined financial habits. Your compassion for those in need was also heightened by that scarcity. You gained empathy for people who struggle with debt or live paycheck to paycheck after going through financial hardship themselves. The Watchers seek chosen souls who, once at ease, will not grow conceited or forsake the less fortunate. Now that you can relate to actual financial difficulties and provide sincere assistance rather than patronizing handouts, you're ready to be a blessing in real life. To put it briefly, the Watchers believe that you have the capacity to redistribute wealth in a way that promotes dignity. Furthermore, living on a tight budget frequently makes it clearer what really counts. You come to see that spiritual harmony, friendships, and health are more valuable than money. You find hidden skills when you have to accomplish more with less, like bartering for products and services, fixing things rather than throwing them away, or cooking thrifty. Even once your finances are restored by the Watchers, you will still benefit from these tenacious abilities. You will continue to value resourcefulness and thankfulness. You will not return to mindless consumption. Finally, you may have felt unfairly treated when you saw others succeed with half your honesty or hard work. It put your trust and patience to the test. Nevertheless, you persevered, eschewing resentment or jealousy. You can see how all those experiences shaped your foundation now that you're about to receive a sizable payout. Your humility, wisdom, and generosity were much needed by the Watchers. They made sure that after you get a lot of money, you won't waste it or grow arrogant by putting you through financial trials. Rather, you will approach them as a calling, to assist, to construct, to educate, and for that reason, this overflow moment had to come after your period of constriction. Chapter 3. Preparing for a rapid abundance inflow. An unexpected windfall can be both thrilling and frightening. People you see on a daily basis may dream about finding a lot of money, but few actually get ready for it. Because you are a chosen one, the Watchers have paved the way for you to arrive to this flood of prosperity sooner than you have been taught. How prepared are you to deal with it gracefully, purposefully, and sustainably? That's the question, not if you'll get it. Step 1. Develop an attitude of acceptance rather than incredulity. Many people undermine unexpected blessings by questioning their deservingness. Such ideas can sabotage possibilities, either driving them away or making you waste them out of unconscious guilt. Their internal monologue may suggest, "This can't be real," or "I'm not worthy of this much." The Watchers pay close attention to what you say to yourself. They like to put big sums of money into hearts that can confidently yet respectfully say, "Thank you, I receive a..." Practical planning is another form of preparedness. Think about how you would spend a significant amount if it arrived tomorrow. Forming a realistic structure, a section for debts or past due obligations, another for personal or family needs, and a third for future growth or charitable endeavors, is more important than creating elaborate spreadsheets or lofty ideals. The Watchers can see your preparedness when you have a plan in place, which keeps your blessing from devolving into chaos. This plan also eases anxiety. You have a flexible game plan, so you won't be floundering when it comes. Think about who you'll let around you when the money comes in. Friends asking for loans, distant relatives showing up with heartbreaking tales, or opportunistic acquaintances can all be drawn in by an unexpected surge. You run the risk of drama and exploitation overshadowing your blessing if you don't have clear boundaries. You only develop discernment. It doesn't mean you become cruel or paranoid. Acquire the ability to say no or not right now without feeling guilty. Your gift empowers rather than facilitates, because the watchers want it to be purposeful rather than random. It also affects how emotionally prepared you are. Be ready to deal with any envy or unfavorable responses from others who believe they should have a piece of your success. You may be accused by some of forgetting your origins or of changing. These charges won't stop you if you have developed a strong sense of who you are. You'll stay grounded and calmly explain your choices. True allies, on the other hand, will sincerely rejoice over your windfall, confirming that you're drawing the correct crowd for this next stage. Lastly, establish a spiritual routine. If you allow it, abundance can divert your attention by adding new responsibilities, investments, or pleasures to your days. Don't neglect your time for meditation, prayer, or introspection. You fostered alignment, which is part of why the watchers offered you this windfall. Maintain or even strengthen those habits. By avoiding materialism and allocating cash and resources to their fullest potential, this guarantees that you remain true to your moral and spiritual compass. To put it simply, preparing for a rapid influx requires striking a balance between open arms and methodical thinking. You maintain strong spiritual practices, protect yourself from predatory influences, lay out a sensible plan, and proclaim your deservingness. By doing this, you demonstrate to the watchers that you are more than capable of managing significant blessings, setting you up to turn a one-time windfall into a basis for sustained success and meaningful influence. Chapter 4. Developing a celebrate now mentality. Many hold back from celebrating until blessings manifest themselves. Once the money's in my account, then I'll celebrate. They believe that, but as a chosen one, you understand the importance of rejoicing beforehand. Pre-celebration increases the magnetism of your manifestation in spiritual realms, yet others you meet on a daily basis may find this strange or call it wishful thinking. It shows steadfast belief that your sizable compensation is not only possible, but will happen soon. It's not necessary to organize extravagant parties or make rash, hasty purchases to adopt this celebratory mindset. Rather, it's about a positive expectation that permeates your everyday existence. You walk with assurance. The watchers notice this vibratory upgrade. It brings your ideas, feelings, and behaviors into alignment with the frequency of abundance, so drawing the manifestation closer. Your posture indicates, "I'm prepared for good news," and your speech changes from, "if it happens," to, "when it happens." Additionally, anticipating the celebration fosters thankfulness. Rather than dwelling on shortfall or the persistent, "not yet," you obsess over blessings, both present and future. This viewpoint rewires your brain to reject illusions of shortage. You may say, "I am thankful for the windfall that's arriving every morning, even if the balance in your bank account is still small." Such thankfulness is the chosen viewpoint that sees past the screens of today, not a fantasy. Gratitude accelerates cosmic deliveries, since the watchers react to it like a magnet. A warning though, pre-celebration isn't about boasting or sharing too much. You don't want to go about telling people you're going to make a lot of money, especially if they don't share your spiritual beliefs. Your energy may be complicated by others who convey jealousy or incredulity. Choose carefully. Maybe confide in just one or two people who genuinely support your journey. Safe. Affirming environments are the best places to cultivate your joyful expectancy. Those who mock or disparage your faith might sow doubt that you have worked so hard to dispel. Practically speaking, start little celebration customs. Perhaps you say a little prayer of gratitude while lighting a candle every night. Or once you're financially independent, you fill a jar with notes outlining the potential uses, such as sponsoring a charitable cause or paying off a parent's mortgage. Each note is a gesture to the watchers, saying, "I see it happening already." These little bursts of happiness keep your spirits up, allowing you to actively co-create with the cosmos rather than twiddling your thumbs in anxiety. Lastly, as you enter a joyous mood, observe how your surroundings respond. You may find that you're wearing more self-assuredly, taking better care of your personal space, or anticipatorily planning your expenditures. These actions are subliminal clues to the watchers that you're structurally preparing rather than merely wishing. Furthermore, inexplicably quickly, the cosmic forces frequently reflect your preparedness by presenting affirmations in the form of unanticipated checks, job offers, or leads you never followed up on. Celebrate now becomes more than just a mantra because it changes your entire energy field, making you a living example of faith and action. You are now one step closer to realizing the full amount of the bounty that has already been set up for you. Chapter 5. Handling the unexpected. Attention and envy. Get ready for attention, whether you were asked or not, as soon as word gets out about your impending or real cash blessing. You'll be surrounded by curious bystanders, some of whom will be supportive and others jealous. While many rejoice in your good fortune, jealous people may respond with jokes or disparaging comments. Avoid flattery and jealousy, and handle this attention as a chosen one with dignity and humility. A friend asking personal questions, someone making jokes about your overnight luck, or someone guilt-tripping you for changing are all examples of how envy manifests itself. The watchers are aware that your journey is determined by deliberate alignment rather than chance. Your blessings don't need to be overly justified. Remember that you are not in charge of everyone's comfort. Respond politely and establish boundaries. Additionally, opportunists may approach you with dubious offers or extravagant favor requests as a result of your sudden fame. While generosity is admirable, careless giving encourages abuse. Saying no when it's prudent and yes just when it fits with your objective are two things that the watchers advise. Effective resource management is set to take a back seat, not attempting to comply with every request. Additionally, keep in mind that your light could overpower others. Instead of downplaying your accomplishments, show empathy if you see a friend feeling left behind. Remind them that everyone has plenty and that their blessings will come when they're ready. This gives them a boost without lowering your own brightness. Whether you choose to journal, meditate, or pray, stay rooted in your spiritual practice. If you forget the watch, compliments can make you feel better. His blessing is in your hand. Realign with thankfulness and the knowledge that success is a co-creation with higher forces if you feel hubris about to seep in. Not everyone responds well to your ascent. While some friendships could wane, others might thrive. You will be led by the watchers to those who appreciate your blessings without feeling bitter. Throughout every change in your relationship, stay steadfast, unflappable, and unaffected by prejudice. You continue to concentrate on using the resources entrusted to you to accomplish the watcher's goals. In the end, handling jealousy and unexpected recognition calls for emotional fortitude. People's diverse reactions demonstrate the genuineness of your influence. You affirm your position as a deserving steward. By responding to both detractors and supporters with empathy and sound boundaries, you demonstrate that spiritual favor can materialize and that one can respond to the attention it brings with honor, modesty, and unflinching integrity. Chapter 6. Using plenty for your greater good. Getting a lot of money is more than simply luck. It is an exhortation to broaden your higher purpose. As a chosen one, you understand that riches must serve a larger purpose, but those you see on a daily basis may view prosperity as a means of achieving comfort or status. These funds are not intended for idleness. You have been entrusted with their construction, healing, and waking. First, define what is important. Money can be wasted on pointless activities if your vision is impaired. Describe concrete goals, such as starting a mentorship program, constructing a spiritual retreat, or providing support for artistic endeavors that improve communities. Every money will contribute to your greater purpose if you have a well-defined goal. Nevertheless, meeting one's own wants is not selfish. A solid foundation for efficient service is established by improving your house or ensuring the safety of your family. Sensible self-care that increases your ability to serve is encouraged by the watchers. Cooperation also becomes essential. Abundance enables you to collaborate with professionals or like-minded individuals who broaden your scope, such as a tech solution, a professional team, or charitable partners. People may criticize you of overcommitting, but if your purpose calls for scale and your heart says so, then go for it. The watchers honor those who have been chosen to combine their resources for a greater good. Generosity must still be balanced. The flow of abundance is blocked by a closed fist, but it is drained by reckless giving. Rather, strategically target your support. Instead of encouraging unending dependency, invest in projects or people who have the real potential to develop. Although some would object to your chosen approach, you are using these cash for the larger benefit rather than as short-term, one-time handouts. By using wealth in this way, money becomes a tool of God. It becomes a convict for spiritual purposes and is no longer just yours. The Watchers create a circle of benefits by expanding or replenishing resources that are managed prudently. Every accomplishment serves as a reminder that this financial boost was not arbitrary, but rather a calculated injection to further your calling and connect the needs of the world with the plans of heaven. By doing this, you contribute to development, hope, and a legacy that reaches well beyond your local circle. Chapter 7. Commemorate and enter a new age. The Watchers ask you to completely celebrate this momentous occasion as you stand on the verge of earning a sizable and generous compensation. People you see on a daily basis may advise, don't get too excited, anything can happen. However, as a chosen one, you know that sincere celebration, infused with thankfulness and trust, further solidifies the blessing and brings it closer to reality. Therefore, give up the idea that you have to maintain your humility to the extent of self-denial. Celebrate in your own way, whether it's by dancing around your living room, having a happy supper with loved ones, or spending some time in nature. Don't just celebrate, though. This change in finances marks the beginning of a new chapter in your life, one in which your optimism and decision-making are not influenced by lack. You no longer have to ration your mental energy to get by. Instead, you can now dream greater. Maybe it's time to start that humanitarian endeavor you've always put off. Write that book, or make that movie. The path is paved by the Watchers. All you have to do is walk it without the burdensome chain of shortage pulling at your feet. But keep in mind that new levels also mean new challenges. More discipline is required when handling bigger budgets or a wider audience. You have to resist temptations like overspending and complacency. Remember that you were picked for a reason. Maintain regular spiritual routines that help you rediscover your purpose. Consider your investment strategy in prayer to make sure you don't waste your blessings on pointless endeavors. Regroup if you feel that money is guiding you away from your morals. To maintain appearances, the Watchers would rather you realign than keep going in the wrong direction. Your influence on other people is another developing dynamic. With more resources at your disposal, you can make a direct difference in people's lives by supporting grassroots projects or perhaps covering someone's tuition. Even if you know you're just a conduit, others may refer to you as an angel investor or benefactor. These deeds of kindness provide joy to the Watchers, who witness how your plenty transforms others. In the meantime, every act of kindness you perform fortifies your cosmic connection, facilitating the smoother flow of future rewards. This reciprocity solidifies your new age as one of ongoing development rather than a singular occurrence. Be open to potential expansions at the same time. This compensation may not be the last windfall, but rather a first step. If he managed it effectively, more might come, a string of leaps that put you in a position of broad influence or leadership. Accept the option without becoming avaricious. Getting rich for pride isn't the point. It's about having faith that if God puts you in an area of plenty, it will be for a greater purpose, allowing you to shine your chosen light into areas you were previously unable to reach. As a result, the new era begins when you allow joy to coexist with accountability, liberty with freedom, and individual fulfillment with social advancement. The Watchers follow your every move and are thrilled to see you succeed without compromising your morals or empathy. As a soul who has persevered through hardships, remained devoted, and entered a season of harvest, you close this chapter not as someone who simply got lucky, but rather with the knowledge that there is always more to come. As long as you continue to walk your path honorably and keep your heart in line with the reason you came here in the first place,